Hello, guys. Welcome to Love Week.
Hi.
We'll be talking about the love Christ had for the church and how this love strengthens marriage. And I want to just look at Ephesians 5, verse 25 to verse 25. It states, "Husbands, love your wife, even as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for it. That ye might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word." Here God is charging us as husbands to ensure that we love our wives through all the situations and circumstances that may come upon us in our lives day to day. When things are not going right, when there are conflicts, when there are disagreements, or when the enemy blatantly just attack our marriage. Love requires us to, stand in the gap, encourage each other. And part of encouraging each other, we have to understand each other's strengths and weaknesses, and just stand in the gap there. We have to communicate, ensure that we keep the communication line going with our spouses, ensure that, they feel our love throughout what we're going through. To fulfill all righteousness is to cover each other in love. Ensure that, as I said before, you communicate with your spouse, communicate with my wife. Make sure that she's doing fine. If we need to pray, we'll pray. If she needs a hug or a word of encouragement, just anything to do to just enhance your relationship and to let her not only feel your love, but that Christ, or the love of Christ. Because as we all know, Christ is the beginning of love. Christ is love. And one other point is, when true love is evident in a marriage, in our marriage, when the communication is good, when we stand in the gap for each other, Christ is glorified, and we'll be soaring in our relationship with Christ. Yes, I can testify to that. When we go through and we communicate and we say, "Hey baby, we need to pray about this," and it just bring us closer together and closer in God. So yeah, those things are key. Marriage on a whole, you have to know what you're getting into. You have to have a made up mind, and you have to stay true to the vows, especially the one that says "until death do us part," right? You have to think about that and know that you're getting into a lifelong relationship of love. So you must endeavor to make love be felt in your marriage. Hey, baby?
That's true. Amen. Amen. And just to continue on what Garfield said, God's love for us is perfect, as he alluded to. Christ's love for the church is perfect. And we're going to read another passage, Genesis 3, verse 21. And the passage says, coming up, "Unto Adam also and to his wife did the Lord God make coats of skins and clothe them." Genesis 3, verse 21. So we're now in the Garden of Eden, right? Where we met the first couple. God's love for us is perfect. So this passage, Genesis 3 verse 21, shows God covering Adam with animal skin. Here God was being compassionate, right? At a time when Adam had sinned against God, this is a big deal. Satan, the enemy of God, was given control and access to the whole creation because of Adam and Eve. Now, fellowship with God was broken. We know the story. Yet God showed compassion and empathy, meeting Adam at the point of his need. He met him when he was at his worst. Adam had just messed up big time. God didn't abandon him. Instead, he made a bold statement of love, right? A bold statement to principalities and powers who would have been mocking God at this time and mocking the human being because they win. Yet in that moment of mockery and God looking bad in the eyes of principalities and powers, he covered Adam. Right? Adam had fig leaves. God knew that was going to be scorched by the time the sun came up. So God knew a better way. It was to give him that animal skin covering. It foreshadows the slaying of Christ as well, that blood had to be shed for sin. Yeah? So when Christ came on the scene, Christ was the presentation of God's compassion, which we saw in this act in Genesis 3 verse 21 as well. So Christ was his presentation of compassion. He gave up his whole life for our sake, you and I, right? So God is saying in this passage and in the demonstration of Christ's life, I will come to you at your lowest. I will meet you at the point of your need, even if the actions was against me. That's big. So likewise, as a spouse, as a wife, as Garfield's wife, I am compelled by Christ, right? This Christ that is also in me. I have the power, I have his life. I can show compassion and empathy to my love, right? In every situation, right, I have to consider what are his needs. Even when if the action is done against me, I have to meet him at the point of his need. I have to be that mirror, that example of love, that example of compassion. And I'm the light, so I'm helping to light the way in those times, right?
Yeah.
And that's what God is calling us to, right? To show compassion, to show empathy. I have to put myself in his shoe. And whatever the situation is, when you're at the lowest, that's when you need help. That's when you need strength. That's when you need to know that you're not alone. Right? So in those moments, I'm wanting to know you're not alone. I'm here with you. I'm here to support you. I'm here to be a mirror if I need to be a mirror. I'm here to be the helpmate. Right? So the encouragement today is that wives and husbands show compassion to each other, even when the act is against you. Because Christ is living in you, you can be that mirror. You can be the light. You can be the example, and still show compassion as God did in the garden, and as Christ did when he demonstrated his love for the church. Amen.
Amen.
Okay.
God bless you. Hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Bye.